Hello everyone, this is Ruben, and some of you have asked me to come up with a Znode setup guide, and we're kind of running out of time, so I'll just thought I'd do a quick one before making a more professional one. So yep, pardon me, this is not going to be like beautiful, but it should guide you through the essential steps that you need to know to get your Znode set up. And first of all, this isn't my wallet, thanks to the person who lent me the wallet. So, yep, don't look too deeply into it. And okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to generate a deposit address. And how we do that is we go to the help, the debug window, and we type get account address ZN9, which I've already done here already. Okay, and we see this address here. The next thing that we need to do is to generate a Znode key, and you can see I've generated one over just right now by typing Znode gen key. So the first thing I want to do is to send 1000 Zcoin to this particular address that I just generated. Now, it's also good if you have multiple Znodes to actually go to options and make sure that coin control is enabled, which you will see why later. Okay, and alright, let's do this then. So we have entered the address in here, says ZN9, and we've entered in 1000. Now if you take a look here, because I've enabled coin control, it says automatically selected. Now if you take a look at this, why you need this coin control is that if, for example, you were making other 1000 Zcoin deposits, if you had not locked the sort of unspent change, what would happen is that it would take those 1000 and deposit into your new address, sort of breaking your previous deposit. So the reason why you want to do this is to make sure that you can select the other stuff. So let's do that, unselect all. Okay, so that you can always select not the ones that have 1000. That means you don't want to select the Znode outputs for this. So click OK, click 1000. Oops. Right. And we have just sent that to ourselves. Now, if you take a look, it will show a payment to yourself in transaction list. You can take a look at the transaction details, BEC5D. So how do you check if you've done the deposit correctly? So make sure, remember, don't click subtract fee from amount, but we want to make sure that we did it correctly. And we do that by typing Znode outputs. And just now, if we take a look at that transaction, it was BEC5D, and you can see it appears right here. And you see that there's a TX ID and there's a TX index. So you need both later on when we are doing znode.conf. Alright? So now we've done the deposit. It's of course waiting to be confirmed, but we can do the other steps first. Right? So let's do this, and we go to app data zcoins and we open up znode.conf. Alright, so this has already entered in some Znode addresses. We already have 8 other Znodes in this particular account, but we are going to create another entry for this ZN9 that we've just created. So ZN9. Alright, and what is this thing's IP port? Of course, this can be labeled anything you want. It's just a convenient label. So let's take a look. This is the VPS IP, and I have created a VPS IP. I have VPS here. I've set it up according to the guide, everything. And now I just want to make sure that I have the IP address. And I can take a look. The IP address is this. So I place this here. Put port 8168, which is the default. I take the gen key, and then I take the TX ID and a 0. Okay, So basically it's the label, the VPS IP, and you have to make sure that it matches, right? Okay, that's all you need to do to get this. And in the meantime, you need to make sure that your VPS, oops, does not exist, also matches the IP address. So you take a look here, this external IP is wrong. 32.104.133. This is from here, basically just under the IF config. And I also need to update the private key. Okay, private key. And I paste it here. Okay, and I save. Oops. Okay, looks like I have to do that again. I think so. No, wrong. Oh. Okay, there we go. Right, let's change this again. Like I said, this is not the perfect setup. Here. And let's do this. Then you need to restart your VPS. So to do that, click ZConcierge stop. Oops. Looks like stopped already. And you just need to do zcoin D. Okay. Make sure that it's running. So block. Okay, it's syncing. And it's gonna take a while. But we'll leave that first. Now, so we've already done this. We've already saved the file of znode.com. This is on your local computer. Close this. And you will need to restart your computer. Not restart your computer. Restart your wallet. And I just do this. Boom. Right, here we go. This is normal, 0 1s behind, even no block file. It may take a while for you for it to start syncing. That's okay. But the first thing that you need to do is to click on Znodes and click on My Znodes, and you would see that ZN9 is now listed. This is normal that the rest appear missing right now because it hasn't synchronized the Znode list. So we shall wait for this to sync. Let's also make sure that the VPS is sync. And we can check this by typing zn sync status. Right, so you can see the blockchain is synced, the Znode list is synced, the winners list is still syncing. So we just have to wait. Right, you can take a look. The rest are already enabled, but ZN9 is still because this is a brand new one. Alright, this VPS is totally sync. And this is gonna take a bit. But generally, if I go to the debug window and I type zn sync status, once I have the Znode list sync, I actually, although it's better to wait for everything to be synced before you start it, generally from here it should work already. So let's do that, because, oops, it's actually moving. Maybe do I wait a bit more? Never mind. I'm impatient, and I'm going to click start. Oh, it's sync. Let's double check that. Alright, sync finish, start missing. Are you sure you want to start the missing Znodes? Yes. Then you have to enter your password. Oops. Right. Ooh, out point spent. Okay, this bug is because this hasn't confirmed yet, so we have to wait until this block is confirmed. But Znode status, right? Yep, it's not sync yet. Znode debug, it's not debug. So we have to wait for the bug to sync. Let's just see when was the last block. 12 minutes ago. It should come soon. But I'm not gonna wait around for this. Basically, what happens if you do it correctly is this will show pre-enabled. Oh, looks did it just confirm? No, it's just smart. Alright, this should show pre-enabled, and after 10 to 15 minutes it should switch to enabled. And you can confirm this by typing Znode debug and Znode status. And you can see that right now, because the initial transaction hasn't worked, it's not capable at the moment. But once this is confirmed, you can actually start it straight away. So that's it. And I think that's all you need to know to get started. So just make sure that you edit your Znode.conf. You make sure that you double check your configuration here. Oops, not this one. zcoin.com. Make sure the priv key matches. Make sure the IP matches. And that's all you actually need to do. Ah, great. Looks like confirmed just as I was talking. So let's try this again. Start missing. Yes. Alright. Wow, straight away enabled. Should have been pre-enabled, but let's just check. Znode successfully started, and Znode successfully started. So okay, great, that's the correct way. Yes, it should be in pre-enabled status, right? And basically after 10 to 15 minutes this should transition to enabled. As long as these two show that it's done properly and it transitions to enabled, then it should be already in the queue. And that's all you need to know. Thanks for everyone, and I'll come up with a better guide soon for this.